So you guys may be wondering, Corbin, how do I get my clothing brand on celebrities? How do I get my clothing brand on influencers? Well, today I'm going to tell you how. But before the video starts, make sure to subscribe, and if you end up liking the video, then of course like the video, and also leave a comment and let me know what you want to see me do next. So the number one thing I recommend starting out with, if you are looking to send your clothing brand to different celebrities or influencers, is DM them on Instagram. Almost every single celebrity and influencer you can think of has an Instagram, and you are actually able to directly message them yourself. Now, of course, different celebrities and influencers have different settings on who is able to message them and stuff, so it's not always going to be easy, but you'll be surprised how easy it actually is to message these people. This also kind of cuts out the middleman, so you don't have to deal with a manager, you don't have to deal with someone else that knows someone that knows someone. Like, no, you are most times you are directly speaking to the artist themselves, and you are able to, you know, get their input on your clothes and whatnot, and hopefully able to get your clothing brand to them. And the reason why I say Instagram and not any other social media is because most people are on Instagram, and they're on Instagram a lot. So your best bet is to DM them on Instagram compared to like Twitter. I guess now it's called X, but compared to like X, or I don't even know if you'd be able to do it, but on Facebook even. I guess there's other ways, other social medias, but just focus on Instagram, you know. Your best bet is Instagram. I've had a decent amount of success with DMing artists on Instagram. Now, I've DM'd many different celebrities and influencers on Instagram, and most times I'd probably say like 80% of the time I don't get a response, but 20% of the time, you know, I end up getting something, you know, I get a response or something. But with kind of how Instagram has kind of changed with like their settings and stuff, and who's able to message them and stuff, it's actually gotten a little bit harder to directly message a celebrity or influencer. And it also definitely depends on the size of the person. If they're like Travis Scott or something, then you have probably an astronomical chance of getting a response. You know, it's always worth a shot. I mean, you really have nothing to lose. And that is another pro of DMing them on Instagram, is that it is completely free. You don't have to pay to DM them. You know, you really have nothing to lose, so just DM them. But before I go on to my next point, I want to bring up something, and that is be about your business. Don't get ran over. Don't, you know, like stand on your business. Stand on business. You know what I'm saying? Go in there, say like, I want to send you clothes. You know, you don't even got to do all the fan. You know, maybe if you want to say like, I like your music, you know, I want to work. You know, I want to do that. That's cool. But if you're acting a fan, you're like, I've loved your music since the 3rd grade, and I really wanted to blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, you want to say, like, I really want to send you these clothes. It's like you're typing this, dude, you're typing a Bible verse. You're typing a whole Bible verse. You're sending them a whole Bible verse, dude. They're not going to want to read all that. They already get thousands and thousands of DMs a day, and you want them to read a scripture? Like, no, that's just not how it works, dude. You gotta send them something, you know, easily less than a paragraph. You know, like, make a couple sentences. Just say, like, I like your stuff, let's work. And then send them a picture of what you're trying to give them. You know what I'm saying? And then also, very important, is ask if they have any promo prices. A lot of times it's just, it gets it out the way, you know. That's like the elephant in a room a lot of times, is like a price, you know. Like, these artists worked hard to get to where they want to be. You know, they made a lot of sacrifices. They did a lot probably for free. So now that they're up, you don't think that they should make money off their likeness? That doesn't make sense. And so moving on to number 2, which number 2 actually kind of goes back to number 1 a little bit, and that is DM and or email their manager. So a lot of times with these celebrities, especially like musical artists and stuff, they will have managers that manage, you know, their shows, different events, promos, all those kinds of things, business inquiries. So a lot of times that's exactly what they handle. You know, they handle people trying to get in contact with them, basically. So that's another, it may be over DMing the artist directly on Instagram. Sometimes it's actually easier just to DM the manager, because if the artist is big enough, so typically the bigger the artist, the harder it is to get in contact with them. So going through like a manager or someone that's like a little bit smaller that kind of like take cares of that stuff for them, like business inquiries and whatnot, is probably one of your best shots. I've had a decent amount of success. That's kind of how I got Lil Tyler in my stuff when he was about at like 100K followers on Instagram, and he was kind of just starting to blow up on TikTok, and I seen his stuff. So I seen that he had his manager's phone number actually in his bio. So I literally just texted the phone number, and the manager responded, and he gave me an address, and I sent clothes to him. So it was actually pretty much just that easy. Now, it's not always going to be that easy. Lil Tyler, he's definitely like, he's like 10x the amount of followers by now from when I did, you know, get him in my clothes about like a year and a half ago. So he's growing really, really fast. So, but it's really cool to see those kinds of things, because it's like imagine you're investing in a stock at like 10 cents a share, and then it goes all the way up to like $50 a share, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know. So you're really just investing with them early, and that is another thing that is very, very helpful with these artists and celebrities and these public figures, is you know, catching on with them early. I feel like I have a knack for seeing talent and stuff, so I think that's another thing that's very helpful for a lot of people, is when you're able to find talent and kind of grow with it. Not saying you have to be a writer, not saying you have to, you know, you're not using them or whatever. As long as you're not using them and you're being cool and stuff, then everything's cool, you know. But, you know, you see a person and they're growing, and you're like, you know what, like, I believe in you, I'm going to invest in you. So that's the kind of the way I see it. So moving on to my third point, and that is in-person meetups. If they're doing a show, if they are just doing like a meet and greet, if they say they're gonna be somewhere and they tell people to, you know, come and chill with them, hang out, do whatever, they're recording videos, whatever they're doing, if you're able to meet them in real life and gift them something from your clothing brand, that is a very, very, very good thing. And I think more people should take advantage of that. Now, of course, you know, if you're living in Montana and you're trying to meet Travis Scott, it's like, you know, it's like Travis Scott's probably not going to be out in Montana too often. But, you know, if you're like in LA where celebrities are walking down the street every day, it's like, you know, that's opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go bug people. I'm not saying be a head, and that goes back to what I brought up earlier, is come correct, be about your business. If you want to give them a compliment, if you really like their music, that's cool, include that. That's important to include that. That's cool, that's no problem, you know. But I think if you make that your whole thing, you're just gonna come off as a fan. You know, are you trying to work with them, or are you trying to be a fan? Because people that want to work with them aren't all up in their face like, oh, I love your music so much. Oh, you really inspired me, and this and that and this, and just keep it going and keep it going and keep it going, and like sound like a fan every single time. It's like, that gets tiring. You know what I'm saying? So people are very, very cautious of fans, because a lot of times fans are crazy. So, you know, it's like, you know, they may want to trust a fan, but it's a lot of times it's hard to work with a fan because they're not focused. They're too like blinded by, oh my god, I'm in the room with, you know, Tyler the Creator. Oh, I'm such a fan of Tyler the Creator, but I'm in the room with him, and I'm just like, I'm so blind, I can't believe him, and so I'm gonna bother him. And like, no, it's just like, they're human too, bro. They're human too. At the end of the day, we're all humans. You know what I'm saying? Just because we build this persona on Instagram or on whatever the and we gain all these followers, we get all this money and stuff, it's like, you're still normal. It's like, you know, it's cool to be, I'm a fan of a lot of different artists. I have like a lot of different art and stuff and appreciation tattooed on myself, and I appreciate art, but I've learned over time that I've started to mature, and that I'm an artist too, and I want to be respected as an artist. I don't want to be a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm a supporter, and I support you. But here's the thing: is I want to work with them. You know what I'm saying? I want to work with them. So I picture myself being in the studio with them, or being at a warehouse with them and talking about ideas and collections and stuff. So I don't picture myself running up on them on Fairfax, you know, while they're trying to walk around and drink coffee, and I'm running up on them. Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? Hey, can I get a picture? Hey, start recording. They, you know, like picture you're the celebrity or something. I'm like, you know, I got flash on. Hey, dude, hey, this is Tyler the Creator. It's like, nah, dude, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm not trying to do all that. You know, I'd approach him, I'd say, hey, dude, I like your stuff. You know, I'd love to work with you one day. And then, you know, maybe ask for a picture or whatever. You know, just keep it pushing, bro. It's like, but once you guys start to put yourselves below these celebrities, influencers, whatever, then that's how they're going to treat you. You know what I'm saying? But if you just treat them like normal people, they're probably going to treat you like a normal person. So that's just how that goes. But back to the point, so meeting up at a show or a meet and greet or whatever they're doing and getting to talk with them one-on-one, even if it's for a brief second, you don't have to explain your whole life story, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to, unless they're willing to listen and unless that's what they want to hear. Like, if they want to hear that, that's cool, but, you know, be conservative with your time, be considerate of their time as well, because, you know what I'm saying, they're a very busy person, and you're busy too, so I think you should honor your own time and honor their time, and just have mutual respect. And once there's mutual respect, then a lot of times it's easier to work with each other on that. When I went to this G Herbo show, which G Herbo actually is an artist that I actually like his music a lot, but he was doing a meet and greet, and I saw that as a business opportunity. So I brought a hoodie, I had a meet and greet, and I was very brief. It was very brief, and I really didn't get to talk to him at all. It was more just like take a picture and, you know, go. It's, you know, it's just like get your picture and go. But I took that opportunity and I took that chance, and I'm very happy that I did, you know. I'm glad that I brought my brand with me. And I was able to gift them one of my hoodies, so that was really cool. And this piece of advice I'm about to tell you guys it relates to what we're kind of talking about, but it's kind of separate, and that's try to like lower your expectations a little bit. You got to remember that, like I said, this is a very oversaturated game. There's so many clothing brands. There are so many clothing brands out here. Not even just clothing brands, bro. There's so many different artists, millions of artists in the world. And everyone wants a piece of the big artists, you know, so they can like level up with them, you know, or use them as like a ladder and, you know, climb up there with them, you know. Every clothing brand wants to be seen with like Kai Cenat wearing their, you know, because he's a big streamer. He's a big celebrity, you know, of course. That's what people want. That's why, you know, like, I've sent stuff to them before, and, like, sometimes my stuff doesn't even get, like, unboxed and stuff, but, you know, it's like, that's the risk you take, you know what I'm saying, you pay to play. So besides these 3 points, I'm also going to talk about just some kind of etiquette and the kind of mindset you want to go into before you introduce yourself to this celebrity or influencer, and try to give them some pieces of your clothing brand. So number 1, like I said, be about your business. Stand on business. Go in there with a goal. Try to complete it. Stop trying to be a fan. If you try to be if you're acting like a fan, you're gonna be treated like a fan. If you are acting like a business person, you are going to most likely be treated like a business person. So when I go into people's DMs, I don't try to act like a fan. I try to be professional about it. And that kind of goes into my next point, is talk about promo prices, you know. People are more buttered up by the thought of money, obviously. You know, they say money talks, bull walks. And that is a true thing. People are obviously going to be more likely to wear your clothing brand if you pay them as well. You know, if it's a paid promo, you know, they like that. Now, I'm not saying you always have to do it. And if you can get it so you don't have to pay them, because here's the thing, you're already sending them clothes. you gotta pay for shipping too. So it is costing you, you know, you are putting something into the pot, but they are also doing you a favor. So you kind of just gotta go about it at yourself, you know. Is it worth it to spend $1,000 and just to get a story post or whatever it may be? You know, you kind of gotta decide for yourself. Another thing is influencer marketing is actual marketing. Like, you see billboards being put up, you see, you know, ads on your phones. It's the same thing. Marketing is marketing. So include it in your budget. Moving on to number 3, and that is, please make sure your clothes are good. This is very important, guys, because they are getting clothes like every single day. They have many options. They have probably brand deals. They have other clothing brands sending them stuff. They have clothes that they're buying themselves. So you're actually really in a slim margin. Like, you probably don't have that much of a chance of getting your clothes on them. But if your stuff is fire and they actually want to wear it, then there should be no problem with them wearing it. So that is all the points I'm going to be covering in today's video, guys. If you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and also comment what you want me to see me talk about next. So I'm really interested in seeing what you guys say down there in the comments. But that is going to do it all for this video, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.